Learn from your mistakes. That aside, forgive yourself for your mistakes and be humble by the way other people live, and have the open-mindedness to know that one is not better than the other. You are the engineer, you are the doctor, you are the bus driver, you are the face and brand of your life. So I have grown up and I have the belief that look at the person, not at the color the person is. Look at the person, not the language they speak. Love is universal. Start with you. You have to put in the work. It adds to you. It adds to the FumiDesaluVold Inc. Incorporated. It adds to the Desalu-Vold family. You cannot lose because knowledge is power. Whatever you are, make sure that you are happy within. Hence, sister to sister. Hello everybody, welcome back to Sister to Sister. This episode is all about confidence. It's been a fortnight since I saw you last, and I've missed you just as much as you have missed me. Before I go into this episode, I want you to know that I have gotten all of your requests, and they are definitely on my list. Confidence, the big C. Confidence, you feel like you can rule the world. You can say anything to anyone and you can have your head high and not feel uncomfortable about it. Without it, we don't even exist. There have been many times on set where the main actor, big time actor, I'm not going to mention names, would do the scene. And they would come off the scene and their agent or whoever, their assistant would be standing and they would ask them, how was I? Was I good enough? And I have come to realize that comes from love. If you are loved, you are confident. If you have the confidence, then you've got excellence. It's something that we need to nourish us. Many a time you've asked me, oh, where do you get your confidence? Where do you get this? And I can comfortably see I get a lot of my confidence in this present day from Ula. Ula believes in me sometimes more than I believe in myself. When I was younger, it was my father. Having a father figure in any girl's life is profound. There were many a time when I would come home with this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and he'll be like, oh, Fumi, please, you're so pretty. You're too pretty for this guy. You're too this thing for this guy. Oh no, my daughter, absolutely not. And so it began. And I had really good friends in LA. Of all the places that I ever lived, the best friends I ever had till today were from California. As a matter of fact, one of them just left last week because she came over to London with her boyfriend, and Ula and I had dinner with them. Confidence is something that is nourished. Of course, not all of us have somebody to nourish us. And this is what I want to talk about, because before Ula, I lived on my own for a long time, and every day I had to put one foot in front of the other. It comes from self-love. Remember when I said you have to be loved, you have to also love yourself. You have to love yourself where you have to say, I will not accept this. And you know what? I want to try this. I want to try that. You are not in competition with anybody else. I want you to understand this, because this is where a lot of jealousy and insecurity comes from. Somebody gets married. Somebody gets a promotion. Somebody is thinner than me, for example. Those people become my inspirations. Oh, look at how gorgeous she is. She's healthy. She's working out. She's got this. She's got that, so on and so forth. I'm inspired by her. I'm inspired by Oprah for the empire that she has built, that I one day hope and aspire to become. I do not be jealous, because the jealous shows insecurity. Instead, look at the aspiration and find it within you to get the confidence to say, if she can do it, so can I. This is extremely important. Also, don't stay around negative people. Oh my God, fire in the building. Don't take anything. Run for your lives. I stay away from negative people. I stay away from negative people across the board. From work, friends, whatever, I am out of there. We could have all been friends at one point in time, and then all of a sudden you want to hate, you want to be jealous, you're backbiting, I will not even stay to entertain it with a response. That is my level of confidence. That is too below me to waste my time for your shenanigans. I'm out of there. I don't even have time. I want to look forward. I want to go forward. I want to be taught by people that know more than me. I want to know more by people that have experienced things. So stay around positive people. Positive people, happy. When have you seen a happy person hate? When have you seen a happy person be jealous? When have you seen a happy, successful person who talks backbites about somebody else? No, they don't have time for that. They've got businesses, they've got empires, they've got families, they've got charities, they're philanthropists, they're teachers, they're aspirers, they're pioneers. They don't have time for negativity because they found their comfort zone, and that is their confidence. They have nourished themselves. They have realized that through all the challenges, difficulties, the only person standing throughout that journey was themselves. Hello to you. Even have an alter ego if you have. I have an alter ego. I have Fumi, Fumski, Olufumilayo. Fumski is the diva. Fumski is the most confident of the three. Yes, Fumski is glamour girl, Hollywood, doesn't care about anybody, and she goes about her thing. Fumi is not so secure. Fumi is Ula's wife. Fumi is the one that loves to stay at home. Fumi is the one that is still having speech impediment issues. Fumi is the one that realizes that, you know what, you need to lose some weight, honey. Fumski doesn't. Fumski says, honey, I'm fabulous. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what, bring the bag, let's go. We're going to Beverly Hills. That's her. Olufumilayo is the young girl who grew up to like 17, 18 before she started modeling or acting. She didn't know who she was, and she always stood at the back of the class, at the back of the line, and she always played basketball by herself. And sometimes Fumi looks to her and says, look at the long way I've come. But it comes from self-love. You have to love yourself. You have to have the confidence to say no more. You have to have the confidence to say, today I'm going to start a new day. And I think that the only way I can also express this is that there are times when things will come and hit you left field and you don't see it coming, but you pull through. Some way, shape or form, you pull through. When I was in LA, I was an extra. I started off as an actor at $54 for 8 hours as a non-union background actress. In fact, remove the actress, as non-union background extra. That was it. They call it background, they call it extra, they call it atmosphere. I had left New York. Modeling had kind of dried up. I wasn't getting booked as much. I always loved acting. Acting was my first love. So I packed up my things, I put it in storage, and I had only but a mattress in my flat. I didn't have anything. I couldn't afford anything else. And I got fired from about 4 or 5 jobs, retail, yes. And I stumbled across extra work. I can't remember. Somebody had told me or whatever. $54 for 8 hours. And I tell you this, there was one day I was so fed up, but I had to keep on pushing because just being on the set was magic. And I would have people that would drive me home because I didn't have a car, you know, and in LA you have to have a car. And I got a bunch of money because I did like a commercial. And so they paid us and everything. And I got myself a car. I needed this car. I went to the dealership and the guy there that sold me the car drove it to my house. I lied. I told him something or whatever, just to show you that I was determined because I knew that showbiz was my life. I knew that this was something I could do. In front of the camera, I came alive. I came alive more so when I was acting than I did modeling, because modeling I couldn't express myself. And that was why I kind of fell into the line of center stage, showbiz, modeling, acting, because it was something I could do. It was something that, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you this, that was when I discovered my alter ego Fumski. My first modeling show, I was not myself. This confident, taller, more beautiful person was on stage. It was so frightening. I almost felt I could look outside of myself and watch myself. I can't explain it, but that was the adrenaline I got when I was on stage. I could read scripts. I can't explain it to you, it's innate. Once I've read it and I've memorized it, I can act it out and I'm somebody else. So acting was second nature to me, but I didn't have an agent, I didn't have a booker, I didn't have a manager, I didn't have anything but me. And it came to that point where I needed the car because I was going to Santa Monica, I was going to Venice Beach. I had to go because if I didn't go, I didn't get paid. If I didn't get paid, I couldn't pay the rent. I took this car and I stopped. My heart was beating like mad. And I said, God, it's me and you. Because I've got to go to work. And I drove that car. Then they had, oh, what is this map called? Ula, what's this map called? They had it in LA. I used to also print it out. MapQuest. MapQuest. So I would take the non-highway route. And that was how I found myself at my set. I can't remember, maybe it was Girlfriends or whatever. No, Girlfriends was at Paramount Studios, I can't remember. But I did that. I drove that car until I married Ula and sold it. And do you know, I never had one car accident. Fumski gave me the confidence to do it. And you know what? Fumi had the faith. And the combination of the two, I did it. You have to go past the fear. You have to go past the fear. And once you've broken through the fear, you feel invincible. And this was one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this particular episode, confidence, because it comes through experience sometimes. Sometimes it also comes through your fear. Ask, open your mouth and ask, what is the worst that person can do to you? No. That is all that person can say. No, Fumi, I'm so sorry, not today. No, Fumi, get out of my office. No, Fumi, can you come next week? No, Fumi, I can't do it, but you know what? I know somebody who can. If you get fired from your job, it does not mean that you're hopeless, that you're useless, and there's nothing that is out there for you. It just means that God or the higher power is cutting you off to open the paved way to go to your greatness. And I want you to know, all of us have it. I also want to talk to you about the Johari window. It was created by Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham, hence Johari, the Joseph and the Harry. And they created a quad, and I love this. I was so fascinated with it, and it was absolutely correct. And it was a quad, meaning you had 4 windows. Yes, you had 2 on top and 2 at the bottom. The first one was the open. The open window is how you portray yourself to others. It's how you open yourself to others, what you want other people to know about you. So case in point, I want you to know about my, let me say, my health and fitness, for example. I want you to know about that. I'm open to you about that. I'm comfortable to you about that. Then the other window, we have the hidden. And those are what we don't want society to know, friends or family, for whatever reason. Maybe we feel that they are not going to be acceptable of it. We are going to be treated differently in society, or we don't feel comfortable with it. A perfect example is Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner for over 30 years was hidden about her transgender until she found the confidence to be comfortable and love herself so very much that she no longer wanted to be hidden. Do you understand? So that is the hidden. Then we have the blind. And that's also very interesting, where we are blind to what others see about us. So while Caitlyn Jenner was thinking, oh, you understand me, I want to hide A, B, and C about myself, it was absolutely obvious to anybody who was close around him. Again, confidence. You are blind to others because you're not sincere with yourself. You're not sincere with yourself because you would rather push it underneath the blanket and not deal with it. You don't want to deal with it because it doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make you feel good because you've not had the confidence to face it. Do you understand? And then the last, which is the fourth chord, is the unknown. It's the unknown to those around you, it's the unknown to you, but with all three, it will lead down that path. So when we look back, we say, who would have known? It's the unknown. That's the open, clear space. But it all comes back down to confidence. To the younger girls, to my beautiful, beautiful young sisters, I want you to find the confidence to know that you should not have to be with that boy. You don't have to tolerate that nonsense from this boy who is dating multiple girls. To the boy that you like in class and he's not noticed you. To the fact that you want to be in the all-clique girls group and they don't think you're cool enough. I am telling you, you were cool. I was not a cool girl. I was not. I grew very tall, very fast at such a young age. Thank God I stopped because I'm only 5'9". But I was 5'8" at 12. And I was extremely insecure. I hated everything about it. My breasts grew. I was awkward because most of the girls were only 5 foot. I was 5'8". So, you're young, you're a baby, you don't know these things. And you feel like not telling people, you don't tell your family. And so you're having all of these blocks. I am telling you, you are beautiful. I am telling you that this is a good thing. For all of you that have acne, it's not going to be there forever. It will clear up. Those of you that have big boobs, don't worry about it. Trust me when I tell you, this is a very, very, very good thing. If you want to be anything or anybody in life for the future, stand up and own it. Open that door and ask. Read one page at a time. If you want to travel to another country, go ahead and do it. If you're in the abusive relationship for years and you are held back because of money, because of children, it is a flimsy excuse. Fire in the building. Get out. Find your self-love and get out. If you're amongst friends that you thought you're all cool, get out. Fire in the building. It's not worth it. Even so, for some family members, love them from a distance because ultimately you are the most important. Again, I refer to Caitlyn Jenner because it's been trending. He said, she said, Shim said, if I die today, I would hate myself for not coming out and living the way I wanted. That applies to everybody across the board. Live your life the best way you know how, but do not live under the imperialism of somebody else's opinion, because their opinion doesn't really mean anything. You know why? Because when you become that pioneer, they will gossip, they will look. You know what's laughable about the whole thing? Ultimately, they will copy. Now, ain't that something to think about? Confidence comes from love. Love yourself. Surround yourself amongst loved ones amongst people that are doing bigger and better than you, or they are in the same wavelength as you. And that's why I said the most that I achieved and the most happy I was, apart from Ula, because there's life before Ula and then there's, life with Ula. Before life with Ula, for my 40 years, the happiest time I ever was in Los Angeles, California, amongst my actor friends. They were the most loving, they were the most generous. We understood each other because we were coming from the same world. And let me tell you, we didn't have much. We were all doing extra work, background, up until I got my union card, And to get your union card, you have to make sure that you are featured or you have a line or whatever. It's extremely difficult because you've got truckloads of actor hopefuls coming to LA every day. And I want to give you this to my actor friends, because we are all in it. Never, ever, ever, ever quit. You just keep on going. The thing is, you're in the world of Hollywood. I can say that because I've been to Norway since I've left. I'm in London. There is nothing like LA. It is the Mecca, is the world Mecca of entertainment. It is. There's nothing. What you guys are doing there, they're not doing it anywhere else. On that high level, no. So you are amongst the best of the best. If you don't get that audition, you go on to the next. If you don't get that casting, you go on to the next. Be the best you that you can be. Do not be in competition with anybody else. There's nobody else I know that has my makeup. There's nobody else I know that has Martha Michelle's makeup. That's another very good friend of mine. There's also Michelle. There's also Edricam, there's also Catherine, there's also Z, there's Maria, there's so many of them, there's Ron. These were friends that I love in LA. After 6-7 years, they're still in touch with me. They're still haggling out in LA. Respect these actors, whether they're doing extra work, whether they're doing bit parts, they're doing body doubles, they're doing stunt doubles. It is not for the light-hearted. And I'm telling you guys, have the confidence to get up and go out there and look for the agent, to continue doing your castings, your auditions, to go for your classes, because this is what is going to make your story so much more interesting when you get to your final bus stop. With all of my love, what can I say? Find your self-love. In your self-love, you'll find your confidence. Till next week.